Hello Cozies, welcome back to another season in my chronically cozy life. This vlog is a little later than planned because honestly, I've been living Christmas instead of editing it. I've been busy in the best way, soaking up every moment, taking it slowly, and being present with the people I love. This video is our Christmas across two worlds, Finland and the Cotswolds. Soft festive days, slow adventures, and a whole lot of rest in between. If you are new here, I live with chronic illnesses, and winter can be a beautiful season, but it can also be a very heavy one for me. So this year, I've been trying to celebrate in a way that feels safe for my body and gentle for my mind. Decorating for Christmas in the Cotswolds always fills my heart, but it also reminds me that I'm still learning how to live fully without constantly pushing myself. This year, I tried to do it differently. I took breaks, I sat down, I spread things out, I let it take time. And I'm also learning to make things more accessible for myself, not just pushing through like I used to. I've been looking into mobility-friendly options more seriously, because the truth is, there are days I need much more support than I want to admit. We're actually planning to get me a wheelchair this year for the days where walking is too much. And even saying that out loud still feels like a big step, but also a freeing one, because I'm getting tired of pretending my old life is something I can return to. I still catch myself thinking I can do things the way I used to, and then my body reminds me very quickly that I can't. I still make myself a seasonal bucket list. I always will, but this year I didn't use it to pressure myself. I made it to get ideas out of my head, and to gently hope for cozy moments with Calli. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't hold guilt when I couldn't do it all. And that leads perfectly into the next part, packing for my trip to Finland. Packing for Finland always starts with the most important thing, medication. It's the first thing I pack every single time. I split it carefully. Half goes in on my carry-on and half goes in on my checked bag, just in case. Because living with disabilities means you always have to plan for the what-ifs. And that's not me being dramatic, it's just how we stay safe. I also love packing small seasonal gifts for my Finnish mama and papa, and Christmas is actually the best time to find gluten-free treats for mama. And you'll see here, this is the moment I start romanticizing even packing. Because packing used to overwhelm me, I hated it. It felt stressful and tiring, like too much. But now I've tried to turn even the practical things into a cozy little ritual. And suddenly it's not just a task, it has become a lovely cozy moment.
station is
It still felt like autumn, even in mid-December. Fallen leaves were everywhere. After resting, the first thing we did was visit our local park together. It's one of my favourite places and it's so close by, the perfect gentle outing. Then we decided to bake together. I wanted to make Calli some shortbread. I used to bake all the time, especially when I lived in London and Dublin. I felt so lonely in both of those places, away from my family. Baking always made me feel close to them and close to home. Now I really struggle. I have to sit down constantly, and it's difficult because baking doesn't really pause. My grip isn't what it used to be, and using my fingers for too long can flare everything. So Calli helped me wherever I needed it.
Yeah, could you stop, please?
And my parents help me too when he's not around.
Thank you.
I don't bake often now because it takes too much out of me. But doing it together made it feel possible again. We made the shortbread and I popped them in the oven. And while we waited, we made some hot chocolate. Then we had our hot chocolate by the fire, just to get extra cozy. Our shortbread was delicious, especially with icing sugar. After that, we continued doing little local adventures. We hired a car. One day we took my parents out for tea and to our favourite garden centre. But because it was so close to Christmas, a lot of things had already sold out. We also met up with our friend Sammy and her partner Cal. We played Cluedo together in our local gamer cafe and laughed so much. And we've promised to meet up again in the summer, the four of us together, and we truly can't wait. And then just before Christmas, we headed on a trip to the south of Wales. Once we were back, I could see the snow from our window. It honestly felt like Christmas had arrived again. And I realized something that's changed everything for me this year. Christmas doesn't have to end on the 25th of December, or even on New Year's. In so many traditions, Christmas lasts until January the 6th. And I've been living that way this year.
Makkarai.
We also brought British recipes for them to try, and Calli translated everything.
Maitolapariisi.
And as Calli has become obsessed with British sandwiches, we made a British-Finnish sandwich with the chutney we bought from the Cotswolds, and honestly, it was delicious. Then we went out locally to see the snow that was about 30 centimetres. The forests here are unreal when they're covered in white. I've been trying to get out more, even with my stick, because I've been feeling quite isolated lately. And if I'm honest, sometimes hopeless about my future with my conditions. But nature always heals something in me. And so does Calli. He heals my heart. I'm so grateful to get to live this life with him. But even with Calli and even with snow, I can feel a darkness in me. A seasonal depression that returns every year, no matter how happy I am. So I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm going to acknowledge it's here and do what I can to move gently through it, to do the things that make my heart sing and hold on until spring arrives. And then Calli and my Finnish papa made my very first ice lantern. It's these tiny moments, these small acts of love that carry us through the darker days. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. I'm hoping to bring more videos soon, but I'm going to be gentle with myself, so I'll see you when I see you. Stay cozy, friends.